Yo, Grand Rising Kings and Queens. It's HL and AM on Oak 93.5 WRLY Raleigh. Yo, I got my boy B in the crib. What's good, fam?
Good morning to you, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain, man. Can't complain at all, bruh. So what's been going on? How was your weekend, man?
Man, my weekend was great, but I want to hear about your weekend. Happy birthday, brother.
Oh, man, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
How was your birthday weekend?
Man, my birthday was fire, bruh. I mean, it was, let's see, starting Friday, man. I had to work a little bit, then hung out, got pretty much, stoned or whatever. Got a little drunk, a little buzz beer, some seafood. The next day, hung out with the fam, got drunk, smoked out. Just a chill weekend, bro. Kick back, enjoyed all my peoples.
You feeling older, bolder?
Yeah, because all I wanted to do was watch Space Jam and talk about it with my family.
Wait, so you've seen Space Jam?
Man, dude, yes, I saw Space Jam. Before I want to say that, I also want to say rest in peace to the great Biz Markie, who, passed away over the weekend. That one hurt.
Legendary.
That one hurt. I used to do his Just a Friend at every karaoke. Like, I would do one song and one song only, Just a Friend by Biz Markie. That's what I used to do every time.
Biz Markie.
Yeah, Biz Markie, man.
Legendary artist.
Legendary. Well, I don't understand, but this is the thing now. I love Biz Markie, but he was the legendary one-hit wonder.
He's also loved by
he's loved by everybody.
He's also loved by a certain corner of backpack hip hoppers too. Like his album Going Off, like the Vapors,
Picking Boogers,
exactly. He's also, he's a part of the legendary Juice Crew.
Right.
So,
but like when it comes down to commercial success, he has one hit.
Right, has one hit.
But at the same time, that one hit it's probably the biggest one hit.
But what he gave to the culture,
as far as beatboxing and things. Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. He's a legendary personality.
Right.
Rapper, not so much. But at the same time, he was well loved. Like, I'm a big fan of him.
Also known as a behind the scenes guy.
Sad that he's gone.
He was a culture pusher behind the scenes. Like same things like Heavy D. Like people don't even know it, but like DMX is around because of Heavy D. That kind of stuff.
Right.
People put people on, keep the culture moving.
So who did Biz Markie put on?
Like I said, Marty Marl, he had a whole lot to do with Big Daddy Kane off the jump. Came through Biz Markie, Juice Crew, and then of course, then you take that, and you take Jazzo. Now you got Jay-Z came through that same camp. Right.
Okay, so more like some dominoes, like just push one and they start falling as they will. I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a question. Did you see Space Jam: New Legacy?
I have not.
Okay, so
Was it a great movie or the greatest movie of all time?
Neither.
Okay.
All right, let me explain to you. There is torn. I mean, it's really torn. Some people love it. Some people think it was an absolute travesty, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to go from my perspective, all right? Michael Jordan is a much better actor than LeBron James. Like, Michael Jordan acted in space. Like, Michael Jordan wasn't that good of an actor, but he was a far stone's throw better than LeBron James. LeBron, I mean, they called him Cardboard James because that's how his acting was. It was flat.
Right.
All right. The plot. Number one, I think Space Jam 2 should have been in space, or why I call it Space Jam. It should have been called Computer Jam because it was in a computer the whole time. We didn't even go outside, neither let's go to space. You know what I mean? So that was messed up. Don Cheadle's character, Algae Rhythm, was funny.
I like Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle carried that movie the best that he could. The Monstars, like how they had the Monstars, and they didn't have the actual Monstars. They had what they called the Goon Squad.
Okay.
The Goon Squad was made up of Anthony Davis turned into a bird.
Mm-hmm.
The Brow. They had old girl. I can't remember her name. A great basketball player, WNBA player, like the best WNBA player ever. Dania, what's her name? I can't think of her name. But she was a snake. and then they turned another girl into a spider, and they turned Klay Thompson into wet fire, which actually was kind of cool. I can't lie, but the game itself was like a pinball machine. It was like the score was like 1,000 to something. You know what I mean? It was like really childish as far as the scoring and stuff. But I think from a child's perspective, I think they liked the game better.
Right.
You know, because it wasn't just the same old boring game of basketball. They jazzed it up with a bunch of dings and buzzers and bells, and I think the kids probably seem to love that part. I would say, like, as a family-friendly film, it was okay.
Right.
I think it did a good job of not playing into stereotypical, black culture. You know what I mean? Like LeBron James did a good job of not just being the stereotypical athlete. I think it showed a good range. I mean, I would say it's another decent, moderately decent. I'm not watching it again, but I could see like someone being like, it's a decent movie. It was decent. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
Also,
it had a lot of plot points, but it's a kid's movie.
I was going to say, with all that being said, I think it's one of those things I bet if we look back at, because when Space Jam came out and we liked Space Jam, we were also in its target audience.
Right. And then, I mean, the thing is, now I will say this from the negative side, Space Jam did seem to be an HBO Max commercial. It was like LeBron James is selling HBO Max subscriptions at a record rate.
Oh, they just kept mentioning?
It was just because, like, for example, they put every person ever in the WB, the Warner Brothers catalog, is on HBO Max. They have all of Warner Brothers. And, like, they had, like, scenes where, like, they had the Penguin from Batman pop up, Rick and Morty pops up. I mean, they put every WB character outside of Looney Tunes into that movie. LeBron James really went and got everybody. Like, you know how they say LeBron James will build an all-star cast? All-star team? Well, they put like an all-star cast around them. They put everybody and their mama in that movie. So it was cool to see the cameos and the spots, but to me, when I really boiled down to it, it seemed like it was just a LeBron James, 2 hour and a half LeBron James led HBO Max commercial. Like, get HBO Max so you can watch all these good movies. Remember Warner Brothers? We made all these movies. So that's what I got from it.
Gotcha. I mean, it's at this point, most really big budget animated movies just big animated commercials?
I don't know. I don't really watch too many. What was the last one that was like that?
I mean,
Wreck-It Ralph?
Oh man,
I know Wreck-It Ralph was a lot like
that. I love the first one. That second one, we saw that in the theater. Man, Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet. Yeah, that was he broke my heart. That was a disappointment.
Yeah, the first Wreck-It Ralph was actually pretty decent.
That was awesome. That was a great film.
Yeah, the first Wreck-It Ralph was actually pretty decent. What else has been going on? Wiz Khalifa shares that he tested positive for COVID-19.
I just saw a thing yesterday that said if you're not vaccinated, everybody's going to get COVID. So it was.
Said what?
It was the CDC. They were basically like between the D variant and just the way numbers work out. I don't know if this should make everybody excited or calm, but they're like, if you don't get vaccinated, you're gonna get COVID. Like, everybody's gonna get COVID, so just
get vaccinated and still get COVID.
No, not to say if you don't get vaccinated, you are going to get COVID. Like, it's just the way the numbers of it work out.
Yeah, but if you do get vaccinated, you're gonna get COVID. The vaccine doesn't protect you from COVID.
Then what's the vaccine do?
I have no idea. That's what everybody's getting. I guess it eases the symptoms, maybe. But the vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting COVID.
I don't know that that's true, but okay.
Yeah, you can Google it.
Yeah,
you might want to Google it.
Yeah, I think.
But the vaccine doesn't.
I think there's 3 different types that are mainly used in the U.S., and each one of them has a higher percentage chance of keeping you from getting COVID.
I think what it is there's a chance that you won't get COVID, but you can still get COVID.
I don't think any of them is 100%.
Oh,
like, I think the highest one is Moderna, and it's like 99%. So there's a 1% chance. So
right,
yeah,
that's 1%. But the thing is, then there's people who catch COVID from the vaccines. Like, I'm one of those people. I can't get the vaccine.
Right. Yeah, man.
So like if I get the vaccine, I'm automatically getting COVID. That simple. Because I get it from the vaccine, I won't get it from somebody else. I would actually have the virus or a part of the virus. You know what I mean? I can't use a dead virus. I have to use, and I don't think none of them are not using dead viruses. I think they're all using dead viruses. Which one's not using dead virus? Please don't say Johnson & Johnson. You better not say Johnson & Johnson.
None of them. They all use, I forgot what it's called, but it's essentially like a DNA hack. They they matrix COVID.
I'm still scared of it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was certain that I would not end up with COVID from the vaccine, I would probably get it.
Right.
But it's just, man, I wear a mask.
Bro, offline we're gonna have to talk about how the vaccine works.
No, we can talk about it online. How does the vaccine work?
So the way the vaccine works, it's not like like MMR and all the vaccines we grew up with, where they give you a little bit of it, and then that gives your body the chance to face a smaller amount of it. Then it builds up the antibodies. Here it hacks into your body and tells your body how to create those antibodies, and that's off top without you even getting.
Doesn't catching COVID and healing from it do the same thing?
What?
Doesn't catching COVID and then getting over it do the same thing as what the virus teaches your body to do?
Right. But then you run the risk but in order to do that, you would have to catch COVID.
And then get over it.
That's the assuming that you get over it. There's like 600,000 people who didn't get over it.
600,000 people did not die from COVID. 600,000.
Oh, did die from COVID.
Died from COVID.
Yeah.
In America or worldwide?
America.
Wow.
For some reason, everybody forgot about that. Like everybody shaking hands like nothing didn't just happen.
I'm gonna tell you why I forgot about it.
Right.
Because honestly, in my huge circle of family, friends, and everything, I was fortunate enough not to lose a single person.
Same here. We were talking about that the other day. Like I don't.
So I'm like, my thing is, and I know a couple of people that know a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like Janine, for example, she knows a lot of people that she lost a lot, from COVID, but then. Like me, on the other hand, I'm like, where are these 600,000 people? Because I was fortunate, we wore masks and we're antisocial, so we don't go anywhere anyway.
Same here, right?
So it was just like I did, and that's why I don't make light of the thing. But I didn't know it was up to 600,000 people.
I'm with you. It's the same way with my family. Like I know people who know people, but. Then there's other people like the basketball player Carlton Towns. He had like 6 family members or something that died of it. So it's just like anything with statistics. You got somebody that's not affected, and then somebody's affected a whole lot, and then before you know it, 600,000 people dead.
Oh, okay. So basically, what Joe had just said was that taking the vaccine increases your chance of not getting COVID, and also prevents you from getting the major symptoms that usually lead to death.
Bam.
That's what it does.
Bam.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. I'm cool.
Wait. He says vaccine increase your chance of not getting. Oh yeah, for sure. Increase your chances of not. Yeah.
For sure. No double negatives. Good grammar, Joe. but yo, I got some jams, man. I'm going old school for right now. Some Arrested Development. I ain't heard them in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I'm play a little Arrested Development, Little Boys the Man. I'm going old school today. Y'all keep it locked. Yo, and that was Dilemma by Nelly and Kelly. Boy, I remember that song. Everybody got tired of it. I had to hear it again, though.
Kelly Rowland better listen to Miss Patty.
Yo, you know what was funny? You know what I got out of that song? When that song came out, I was like, she sounds just as good as Beyonce. I remember when that came out, I remember like, Kelly's just as good as Beyonce. I remember that feeling. Do you remember that feeling?
Yeah, dude. There are 2 things in music that I was absolutely wrong about. One of them was I never thought ringtones was going to take off, and I was wrong about that. And the other one was when Beyonce went solo. I was like, that's never going to make it.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember. Oh, you know what else I did? I remember saying LeBron James ain't that good. I remember saying that. Like when he came into the NBA, I was like, yeah, he's good, but what NBA player wouldn't go to high school and dominate the way LeBron James did? LeBron's gonna be alright at best.
I mean, he's alright.
Yeah, it was like LeBron James. Man, I did not know that I would be singing LeBron James's praises on the radio. Man.
Right.
It gets me.
Yeah, Kelly Rowland can sing too, but like anything else, it ain't just talent. It's a whole lot of other things.
You gotta have some booty because she was built like a stick. Now, sorry for her.
Shout out to Kelly Rowland.
Shout out to Kelly Rowland. I like Motivation though. Remember that song she made with Lil Wayne, Motivation?
She just could not get a real hit.
Nah, she couldn't. Not a banger. No, I don't know. Dilemma was a hit.
Like I remember,
Dilemma was a hit. I remember that.
I remember when Rihanna was always flirting around with almost a hit, and then that Umbrella came out. Like, oh, that's that hit.
I'm gonna tell you the one Rihanna, the song that Rihanna came out with that hit me, and I know it's softful, was that Take a Bow. If she ain't crushed that Take a Bow, man, that Take a Bow was a fire track, man. But yo, did you see that? A lot of people talking about COVID. That the first athletes inside the Olympic Village are testing for COVID.
I saw that, and some
these are people that have been vaccinated,
and some officials, which goes back to that point, man.
You're gonna catch it.
As Joe said, the only thing you're doing is just trying to increase your chances of not getting it. Nothing's foolproof. You're just trying to increase. Just trying to give.
But what I'm saying is, the thing is that the vaccine must not protect you from getting COVID as much as it does ease the symptoms of COVID.
I'll take any of that. The other thing that I'll say is the same as, like, people say that because you can't stop crime, then we can't make laws for gun control or whatever. You can't stop nothing. You know, in a world of inevitabilities, there's just so many numbers. You can't stop nothing 100%, but you can give yourself a best chance for success that you can.
Well, all I know is there has been at least 1,000 new cases in Tokyo's general population for the 5 consecutive days. So it's like they're still gonna go on with the games, but
in every country, there's some countries that haven't really been vaccinated at all. So now they're showing up.
I know the country hasn't been vaccinated at all.
That's parts of the United States that haven't already been.
Yeah, the country part.
Yeah.
But the vaccine may be worth it or whatever. I'm not saying it's not or if it isn't. It's not my place to say that. I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm not a medical professional. However, I do know that it seems like there are still, even despite the vaccination rates that we've had, there are still people testing positive for COVID, at some sort of rate.
Yeah, I think the idea is that if more people were vaccinated, you give the virus less chance to mutate because there's less virus around, and then that's ultimately the concern. It's hard to fight the common cold because there is no common cold. It mutates so fast that you can't keep up with it anymore. So now you have a novel variant of COVID that up front with some vaccination, they were able to put 4 vaccines out in 1 year in the United States to try to combat it, but then it mutates, and then that's the real fear now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like anything else, you got to do what makes sense to you. I got a kid that can't get vaccinated, so I got to make the option for him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. So I got vaccinated because he can't make the option. He don't have the option to. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do what makes sense to you.
Yeah, and nothing makes sense to me anymore. That's the sad part. Nothing is making sense to me no more. Like, have you been watching? Look, like right now we got the Bucks and the Suns in the playoffs.
That makes no sense to anybody.
That makes no sense, right? Who are you still vote? Are you still going Suns?
I'm still rooting for CP3.
Still rooting for CP3.
I'm rooting for CP3 more than rooting for the Suns organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I feel you. Now, where is it at now? Because I missed the last game.
Did
Milwaukee win?
Milwaukee won in Phoenix. So that means the series has begun. And
it was a close game. It was like 108 to 118, right?
Right. And that's a good point, too, because as prognosticators, we all hear about a win or a loss, and we just act like it was a blowout.
123, 119.
All these games have been close. But man, the last minute, they got jammed up. Great defense by Drew Holiday. Pulled it out. But, yeah, they're about to go back, and if they don't win this game in Milwaukee, CP3, one shot at the championship is over.
Wow, so you don't think he's ever going to go back?
I mean, by the numbers, this is one chance his whole career. And next year, LeBron and Golden State are coming back in the West. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, going to be back in Golden State. LeBron, Lakers going to be strong, no doubt. The Clippers. I mean, if you had to bet the house on it, would you bet on the Suns being back in the finals next year?
No, I don't.
Right.
I strongly doubt I strongly doubt that the Suns. I strongly doubt that either team will be back. Now I don't know. Now the East is a lot weaker.
Right.
Giannis could definitely come back next year.
Agreed. And it looks like Middleton is raising himself up to be a true all-league talent. So, and they got great defense. They're a great defensive team. And you said that the East is weak.
The East is weak. The East, I mean, that's not me saying it. That was Steve Smith that said it first.
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just repeating. But unvaccinated people risk the most serious virus of their lives, or what experts say. I just literally saw. I'm tired of people telling us unvaccinated people that we're gonna die. But if we do die, is it gonna be worth it? But I'm just serious. I'm like this. I'm seeing that black TikTok is on strike right now.
Yeah.
They're refusing to do any dances. And my thing is, TikTok is nothing but like chicks showing their breasts with the nipples hard. Anyway, so what does the dance got to do with that?
Man, I don't. And you probably know more about social media than I do.
I know about TikTok.
Okay, see, I know very little about TikTok, except it's a platform that took off based on people twerking from the front, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand about it is it seems like a weird place to protest. It's like trying to stop your little 2-3 droplets of water coming out of a fire hose. It's like whatever content you don't create, there's got a gazillion people waiting to take your spot.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so. I mean, it's a huge fad now. I mean, TikTok took off like a mug.
Right.
I was surprised, but at the same time, it's entertaining, free content. And it's only 60 seconds, so you're scrolling, and then some people have made some really, trending videos.
Oh yeah.
There's this one dude, London Charles, who does a great mom with 3 kids, and so that you have another dude named Jason Banks who does a good one. Of he plays himself as a really small child named Derek, but he does a lot with those characters.
So you're saying that in the lane of say comedy or sketch or something creative, people are really doing some good stuff.
Great things with TikTok. Yeah,
it's more than just the same dance that everybody's sharing.
You just got to filter through it. Don't get me wrong, because the thing is, girls know that men love a nice ass.
Right.
Well, straight men love a nice ass.
Right.
So you got all those that are trying to get 200,000 likes because they got a nice body. You got those. You keep scrolling. Eventually, you'll find some really in-depth content.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta get past the twerkers and the booty.
Man, that's the truth. Is I read an article talking about TikTok uses a different algorithm. It's more similar to YouTube, where they don't. They kind of figure out what you like instead of just blatantly doing it like Instagram, which means that men have a worse experience on some of these programs than women do, because men's entire experience is always like, if you're a woman, it's like, oh, you're interested in I don't know, you're interested in cooking and knife throwing. And 4-wheel driving, fantastic. And that's what they show you. You're a man, you're interested in cooking and 4-wheel driving. Well, here's a woman twerking on the 4-wheeler while cooking. It's always coming back to twerking or something sexual.
Yeah.
So it keeps giving all men the same experience, and it's always over sexualized.
Well, it's like that's just what dudes like, man. It's to the point where we just. It's the strip club culture. It's you got to understand, basically, men have over the years told women to shut up and shake their ass. We basically been saying that. Now we're getting that, and that's a horrible defense when my wife looks at my TikTok over my shoulder, though. Yeah, it is. It's a horrible defense for you, but that's your problem. You made that bad.
You see, baby, you got to understand the culture.
The culture is we're rooted in sex. Everything is sexual, man. We are the kids that stayed up late at night to watch real sex. That's us. We're the ones with our fingers on the buttons. We're coding and we're making stuff.
BET
Uncut. We were the ones staying up late watching BET Uncut. So we knew, our parents knew this was going to happen.
Man, the world has changed. Remember, there used to be girls going this late night advertisement. Yeah.
Girls going wild. Man, ain't nobody paying for sex like sexual videos and none of that stuff no more because it's free on the internet.
It's also weird when you think about it. It's late night programs. It was what? Say it started at 2:00 in the morning, and it was started like 2:00 in the morning, and go like it's like 6 hours a day. It's a quarter of all the time of the day was spent is advertising co-eds on the beach.
Yeah.
A quarter of the entire day was just spent.
Well, it wasn't just Girls Gone Wild videos. There were also those That's What I Call Music Volume 1.
Facts, yeah, that's right.
You had those too. So it wasn't just Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? I had those, what was it, those CDs and... I mean, it was all BS.
It was Peebo Bryson selling. It's just selling
Celine Dion and Peebo Bryson singing a duet together.
Selling Time Warner Life music CDs. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So did you hear about Scottie Pippen's Airbnb? Yeah.
Scottie Pippen needs to get his life together.
Well, obviously, because he has an Airbnb now that he took his Chicagoland mansion.
Okay.
And, you know, he's hosting it as an Airbnb now, pulling out all the stops. Like, if you get it, you get a virtual meet and greet and check-in. And then you followed by a day filled with, like, nostalgia, like, you know, NBA championship videos and getting to walk around his mansion with all this, like, memorabilia. It's like a big, like, museum, almost a basketball museum from the Barcelona games. Then they also have the indoor basketball court. I mean, it's like a whole lot that he did for it, but
this is awesome.
And it's only $92 a night.
Wow, that's a steal. I'm happy to hear something positive coming out about Scottie Pippen because it's been like the last 2 or 3 weeks because he's got a book he's promoting, and it's kind of just been this out of left field pettiness.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to hear a positive story about Scottie Pippen.
I didn't know Scottie Pippen was as petty as he was until he refused to go into the game. They wanted Kukoc to take the last shot, so Scottie said he wasn't even going in the game at all, and I think that's when I was like, dang.
They talked about that in the Last Dance.
Oh wait, there's a new change in the NBA.
What's that?
They're actually going to run back the play-in tournament in 2022.
Yeah, I saw that. They came to an agreement with the Players Association and the league.
Yes. So basically now there's going to be a play-in tournament to get the last, 2 spots?
Last 2 spots. Why would they not want to do that? I understand some of the players just too many games.
It's a money grab. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good way to money grab. So we got that. So we still got some jams for y'all. I got some bangers for you. So y'all go ahead and keep it locked. I got some Whitney. I got some, I don't know, some 50 probably, you know. But y'all keep it locked. You know what we do. Yo, and that was what I like to call my little diva off. Man, tell me that you love music without telling me you love music, and that was me right there. I love those 3 songs. I mean, those were better Whitney songs, I know, but I just had to play that one, man. I don't know what it was about it, bro.
Bro, that little block of music had me feeling like I can do anything.
Yeah. I wanted to play I Believe I Can Fly, but I figured, like, that's not going to fly.
Nah,
not anymore.
Not in 2021.
But, yo, that video... I Believe I Can Fly was probably was one dope video. So anyway, y'all listening to HL in the AM on Oak 93.5 WRLY Raleigh. Man, B. So let me ask you a question. Who would you choose? Whitney, Mariah, or Tony?
For what do we talk about?
Huh?
For
the songs, for the songs.
I know you're talking about the songs of the company. Songs off top Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
not even a competition. Company, I don't get down like that, Whitney.
Right.
but for the songs, Whitney Houston.
Man,
for the company, Tony Braxton.
Out of those 3 songs, man, like I'm gonna tell you, for me, it was the white dress and Unbreak My Heart. Where she stands on that stage with that white dress, I could do unspeakable things to Tony Braxton. Like, I would have her baby.
It was so great what she represented to at the time.
Yeah. Because, like, at the time when Tony Braxton came out with that Unbreak My Heart, there was a long time since we had a really good ballad.
Yes. And it was a mega hit.
Yeah, it was, because, like, we needed to hear that. We needed that again because we we had went to the whole, hip hop and R&B blend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we had lost track of the Whitneys and the Mariahs, and then Tony just came out. Remember Me?
Mm-hmm.
Boom! And I remember she like won Grammys and everything for that one, didn't she?
Yeah, I was watching this documentary the other day that mentioned basically what they did, and I think it's a good term. A dude called it Olympic singing. Like everybody can sing, but what they did, that's Olympic style singing.
They were elite level singers,
right?
Whitney Houston, elite.
Right.
Mariah Carey, elite. Toni Braxton, elite. And then out of the young group, there was only one elite singer. That was Christina Aguilera.
And now I don't even know if there's that much of an appetite for that, because people who can sing like that don't even do it.
Right, because like right now, I think the last elite level singer we had from the women's category was Jennifer Hudson. Her is elite. I forgot about her. So her.
And I thought Fantasia was an elite singer.
Yeah, Fantasia, but that was the same time Jennifer Hudson.
Same time.
But at the end of the day, I think Jennifer Hudson will probably blow Fantasia out of the water.
Of the new, and the only reason I know this is because we had some young people around when we were having this conversation, and they were like, she doesn't do it, but who has the ability? Apparently, Ariana Grande can sing like that.
I'll tell you like this: out of the new age, from what I've seen what I've heard with my own ears, Lady Gaga. I saw A Star Is Born, right? Mm-hmm. And that was the only time she's ever. Excuse me. Yeah, all right, but that was the only time she ever really she looked like a human to me. But at the end of the day, she did this song at the end of it, yo.
She can go.
Listen to. I want to say I think it's I can't remember the name of the song. It was on the Star Is Born soundtrack. But it's a ballad at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was one of them white dress moments. You know how like Mariah, when she was on stage, she had the gown and she was killing, and then like we seen Whitney Houston with I Will Always Love You in the gown moment.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga had that gown. I was like, yo, let me find out Lady Gaga. Like she in that song, she channeled her inner Whitney.
She can for real sing.
She could like I was shocked.
And to that point, I don't know if it's the tastemakers or what it is, but so there's apparently people that can do it that don't do it.
Right. I have never heard Ariana Grande, so I don't know about that. And I wouldn't have heard Lady Gaga if I wouldn't have watched that one movie.
Right.
But like she could blow.
But it's like you said about Toni Braxton. Even then, it was starting to transition away from that.
But we knew Toni.
Then she brought it back one more again.
We knew Toni could sing though. See, that's one of the ones that like she falls under the radar, and it's unfair because Toni Braxton was a staple of the '90s. She like when it comes, you have Whitney, then you have Mariah, and then right after that you should, and then it's to argue for Mariah and Toni because Toni has some bangers. Mariah was more crossover successful, right. But Toni Braxton, don't forget like when she had Another Sad Love Song and what was that other joint? Not Man Enough for Me. She has some like I'm gonna do a whole show just to give her flowers because nobody gives Toni Braxton her flowers like
and
that.
She was also mid a little bit more leaning towards late 90s.
Yeah.
Like Mariah
went into 2000. She went into 2000.
Exactly. Mariah at that point was just kind of riding on yesterday's thing.
Yeah. Mariah's last hit, like Mariah's last banger happened like 95, 96. Like wait until the Emancipation of Mimi in 05. Because that album was fire. You got to give it to her.
But that dang Boyz II Men, Some Sweet Day that she did.
Yeah, One Sweet Day.
16 weeks at number one.
16 weeks. But was that because of her or was that because of Boyz II Men?
It was a hit.
It was a hit. It was a banger. It definitely was a banger.
Yeah. She was out there.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question, man. Are you going to watch the Game versus Jake Paul?
No.
That fight?
No.
You're not? Because I thought you liked boxing.
I do like boxing. I don't like Jerry Springer show.
You don't like they're making a mockery. Do you feel that now they're making a mockery of boxing with all these celebrity fights all of a sudden?
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, since the dawn of days, people like to watch each other fight each other. But when I watch boxing, I like to watch the sweet science. I like to watch somebody who spent the time in the gym, done the work, and not just entertainment. And there ain't nothing wrong with being entertained.
I watch
World
boxing.
Star.
I watch boxing just like I watch NASCAR. I watch it for the crash.
Right.
I want to see somebody get knocked on their ass. If you ain't gonna get knocked, if y'all just gonna sit around and hug and spin around in circles and throw some punches, I ain't trying to watch that. I want to see two people that don't know what they're doing go there and try to knock each other out.
And that's why people don't like Floyd. Floyd is good at not getting hit.
Yeah, Floyd is good at not getting in fights,
which makes for boring fights.
Oh, so someone said, they're naming some singers. We got Kiki Wyatt. She was underrated. So I'm gonna have to find a Kiki Wyatt song because My First Love is the only one I can think of at the end of my top of my head. Jasmine Sullivan can't sing, but she was talking about busting the windows out of my car. So that automatic, like, you ain't gonna listen to nobody talking about busting the windows out your car, but she did kill it.
And she had several songs. I remember when she was out, like, man, these songs in a different time would have been huge.
They were huge then. They just didn't get appreciated like that.
Right.
Because Jasmine Sullivan, I think her breakout song, I can't remember the name of it, but it was fire.
Wasn't she that Lions, Tigers, and Bears?
Nah, it was the I can't remember how it go, man, but it was like that first song she came out with, and it had like a little crack to her voice. I can't remember it, but it was. I mean, I would tell you, like, when I saw Jasmine Sullivan in person, I don't think that's it. But I remember when I saw her in person, I thought she looked like Carrie Hilson should have looked. Like, she sounded like Carrie Hilson should have sounded. Carrie Hilson looked like she should have sounded. Like, in my mind, because I didn't see him before I heard him.
Okay. Oh, so I looked it up. Jasmine Sullivan, she had a song called Lions, Tigers, and Bears. She had two songs I remember being like, man, these songs in the in a different era, these songs would be huge. Right. They were just so well written. They were great songs. Oh yeah, so someone is we got
Need You Bad.
Oh, Kelly Price. Yes.
Kelly Price could sing. Kelly Price could blow. Kelly Price could really blow. Yeah. But it was Need You Bad. Jasmine Sullivan came out with that Need You Bad. Like, I don't care what, like, if you, like me, I'm an R&B head. Like, I like rap. I love rap. Right. But I'm an R&B head, right? Because I like music. Right. Right. And when Jasmine Sullivan came out with that Need You Bad, and she broke that, and it broke down to it, and she was, man, that girl was bad. So I give Jasmine Sullivan.
And all that comes back to that original Kelly Rowland point, which is it's a lot more than just the voice in the industry.
Wait, yeah, because Kelly Rowland had the voice. She had a Beyonce voice. Right. But, you know, she didn't have the Beyonce package. Right. Is it because she was dark-skinned? Because I don't think so. Because how many divas? Whitney was the only really, you know, chocolate diva we had.
That was back to the point that I was trying to make about when Tony had that real big hit with "Unbreak My Heart." Her and Tyrese in that video at the time, there was, and even
that's Tyson Beckford.
Excuse me, Tyson Beckford. Thank you, sir. Is that he was Tommy Hilfiger model? Is that putting dark complexion forward was the thing at the time that was still.
Yeah, well, they were doing that with men because of Blade.
Gotcha. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't a common thing. It was like, how can we highlight something that's not?
Yeah, because, like, Tony was kind of light, and then Mariah was white. I mean, like, we had Whitney. Well, like, we didn't have any. And I think when they started realizing that the best, most talented singers were darker complected women, maybe that's when they started pushing it, because they all of a sudden went to, like, oh, you have to be, you know, that was when that light skin thing really hit big. Like, in the early 2000s, like, you couldn't make it if you weren't light skinned. Look at, like, Fantasia. Like, I remember when Fantasia was on American Idol, they used to talk about how ugly she was. I remember that. I remember them talking about, oh, Fantasia ugly, Fantasia this, and no, she wasn't what people would consider to be, like, beautiful as far as, like, modern day terms or, like, societal terms. But I thought Fantasia was attractive, right? But then Fantasia, I don't know what happened. She ate some chicken and some biscuits or something, but Fantasia got thick. And all of a sudden, everybody talking about how fine Fantasia is now.
Then something happened in the music industry which is a common thing that happens. Black community puts something forward, then someone else takes it as their own, whether jazz, rock and roll, whatever. So next thing you know, we went from the 90s, 2000s, Whitney, all that. And the next thing you know, it was a bunch of British white singers. Joss Stone. They started pushing these, like, all these R&B singers.
Adele.
White. Adele.
Sam Smith.
Yeah, that's right, dude. what was her name that passed? Amy Winehouse.
But Amy Winehouse could blow.
Look, I'm not saying that they can't sing, but I'm just saying the United States is a much bigger country with a pedigree of vocal excellence from a certain community. All of a sudden, that's not put to forth. You see what I'm saying?
It's not pushed.
Right, it's not pushed anymore.
But that's the thing, and I'm gonna tell you like this: Black excellence was never really pushed by the white media sources. Like Motown was pushed by black. You know what I'm saying? A black person had to come out and start selling Motown music, and then like that Motown music that he sold was garnered popularity in Europe. So then the people that tried to emulate that same Motown sound then got famous and became, talented singers. Well, we lost it because we're always moving forward. We're always trying to get to the next avenue. I'm not saying that it's right or nothing, but like the ones that we did have, like who was really out singing Adele at the time?
Right.
Like who's gonna out sing her? I mean, Jennifer Hudson maybe. But once she got that accent bug, it was a rap.
I was gonna say she's already diversified her.
Well, it's like this. You think about it like this: would you rather be a singer or an actress or actor? Because like a singer will make an album, right? But they don't get paid off of it. They do all the work, and then whatever's left that the record companies doesn't keep, they give you back. So that, like you get your bonus, you get your signing bonus or whatever, your advance, and that's basically all you're gonna get from that album. Right. However, you make a movie, you sign a contract. That day they give you $12 million.
Checks in the mail.
No, checks in your hand.
Right. Yeah.
You get the check when you sign the contract. So the second you sign the contract for that movie, here they are putting $12 million in your hand. Versus they give you a $1 million advance for an album. You gotta sing, tour for 8 months. You know what I mean? All that, and you still may not get nothing back at the end of it. So I see why they're not really getting like music. The music industry pretty much forced out the most talented people.
Right.
You'd have to make movies to make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's why LL got out of the music game. Everybody gets out of the music game once they can act. I've never seen anyone go from acting to music, but I've seen a lot of people go from music to acting.
Yeah. I remember there was, I can't even remember what kind of band this was. There was some kind of band called, and I think it fits this moment, Pop Will Eat Itself. And that's eventually what happens.
Yeah.
Is that monster eventually will just eat itself.
Yeah.
And then something else will pop up. And next thing you know, everybody's making money on YouTube or TikTok. The world ain't stopping.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not going to stop for you. It's not going to, cater to you, whatever it is that you want. The world's going to do what the world wants to do.
That's right. It's never the end of the world. It's just the end of the world as you know it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a good, you know what, you should quote that, man. You should write that down and sell it on a t-shirt. So, speaking of Adele, she's supposed to be dating Rich Paul, the super agent.
Oh, I'm familiar with Rich Paul, yeah.
Yeah, it appears that he's LeBron James' agent, right?
Yeah, he's LeBron James' agent, a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
AD, yeah.
Apparently they were sitting together at the game, acting like they weren't with each other, but they were acting like they were with each other.
I love love. You know what I'm saying? I love love.
You love love?
I love love.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of wanted Adele to myself. I didn't want to be with her. I just wanted her to do two things. I want her to first sing Proud Mary, right? And then I wanted her to read me a bedtime story with her British accent. That's it. I
want her to put out another album before she puts out one called 53. And I want her to start wearing Bantu knots.
What's a Bantu knot?
It's some knots that traditional black women wear that Adele went down to Jamaica with some Bantu knots. You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's culturally appropriating.
Right.
Like it's all right for her to sing black music, but don't you dare do your hair that way. Anyway, got some more jams for you. Y'all keep it locked. Yo, and we're back. That Breathe by Fabulous from our music break. Yo, it's Oak 93.5 WRLY Raleigh. It's your boy HL with Byron Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Yo, so you was over there reading while we was playing. What was up, man?
We were listening to Eminem. We was bobbing some that great block of tunes.
The block of tunes.
Isn't that block of tunes? Fabulous still going strong.
Yeah, he did. Yo, he had a battle with whatchamacallit the other like maybe a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was Fabulous and Fabulous versus somebody. I can't remember who it was.
I missed that one.
Yeah, Fabulous had a versus.
Yeah. Oh, and from that last block, There's about to be a battle with the Locks and
Dipset. Who you think gonna win that, man?
Oh man, do the Locks have hits like that?
Jay got Jadakiss.
Well, Jadakiss, yeah.
When you got Jadakiss, you got the dub. Cause who like Jadakiss out of both teams, Jadakiss is definitely top rapper.
Oh yeah, but it's as far as recognizable
songs,
right?
From the Locks. From the Locks.
Right, just the Locks.
You got Money, Power, Respect. You got that whole album, the Money, Power, Respect album.
Right.
You got some hits that they had with Rough Riders.
But then Dipset,
Dipset only had a run from 2001 to 2005.
Yeah,
Their run was real short too.
True. They're both just kind of movements. You're right. It was kind of came through.
I don't see 20 hits from either one of them.
That's a fact.
Now, I see 20. I see Jadakiss freestyling it and killing everybody on stage.
Right, and if you start talking about getting outside of the groups, it's a different story. Then Cam, Jewels has his. Jim Jones got Ballin' was probably a bigger record than almost any of those people had.
I don't know, man. To me, it seemed like Jadakiss.
That's not true.
Like Jadakiss alone would kill Cam, Jewels, and Jim Jones hit for hit
on everything that we're supposed to care about within the culture. Yes.
But we live in a world where bling bling won a battle,
which then brings us back to that point. We were sitting listening to this Eminem, listening to this different music in that block, and just got curious. What's the top selling rappers of all time?
The number one is Eminem,
off top.
Number two is Jay-Z.
Okay.
Number three would probably be somebody like, who has the most albums? Nas had a lot, but I don't think he's top five.
What's so interesting? I'm letting you go. What's so interesting about this is that when you hear the answers, you're gonna go, "Oh, I didn't get it right," but it completely makes sense why people would be in these spots.
All right, so Master P, I would probably say is number three.
Okay.
Only because of all the people from No Limit. So No Limit Records, I would say. But see, you talk about singular rappers, huh? All right, Kanye. Drake, Lil Wayne.
Okay, so in your top five, you got Eminem, Jay-Z, Master P, Kanye.
No. Number one is Eminem. Two is Jay-Z. Number three is Kanye. Number four is Lil Wayne. Number five is Drake.
Okay.
In that order. That's how I would see it.
Okay.
How close am I?
Right. And what's so interesting about this is how what we perceive skill and all that matter.
It ain't had nothing to do with it. I was just thinking who sold the most records. T-Pain's up there, ain't he?
Right, so, no. So you are remarkably close with that list, right? But so it's Eminem. Drake is number two.
Okay.
But let's look at the numbers. Eminem has sold 227 million records. Drake, 152.
Okay.
Kanye is third, 140. Okay. Jay-Z, 125. So Jay-Z sold a little bit more than half of what Eminem has. And then Lil Wayne, number five.
Oh, so I had the five. The five was right.
Just the order was off.
Order was wrong. Okay. And, I'm proud of myself.
But then continue down the list, and it gets more interesting. Number 6,
Missy.
Nicki Minaj.
Okay, I can see that.
At 106. 7, all-time number one selling rapper of all time, Flo Rida.
Flo Rida?
Well, think about all those international records.
Okay, all right.
All those Flo Rida has sold over 25 million more records than the next person at number 8, Tupac Shakur.
Wait, Flo Rida sold more than Pop. All right.
He sold 25 million more records than Tupac.
Okay, wow.
Number 9 is Snoop Dogg with 40 million, and closing out the list in the top 10 is DMX with 34 million.
Huh. At least Tupac's in the top 10. That's what I got out of that.
That's the music business.
Flo Rida has a longer career than Tupac.
But it just goes back to the music business.
Yeah.
Goes back to that Tony Braxton conversation. Goes back to the conversation about what Jadakiss can do versus Jadakiss. The Locks in on this list. Jadakiss on this list. And ain't nobody would talk about rap and not put Jadakiss in the top 10, 15 somewhere.
Yeah, Jadakiss got to be in your Mount. I ain't gonna say your Mount Rushmore, but he definitely better be in your Bible.
And you will respect anybody that has them on their list.
Yeah.
Like, it might not be your taste, but you get it.
Yeah, Jada. But he's the only one out of all of those that's in the Dipset or the Locks that I would put in the top anything.
Right.
Like, Cam might make the 25th spot, maybe, if I can't think of nobody else.
Right.
But did you hear about Dr. Dre's son going into movies?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so his name's Curtis Young. He's got his first starring role. He will play Kong, one of the 4 best older friends, and charge it to the game.
There's a new charger to the game?
Yeah. There's gonna be a flick called Charge It to the Game, and characters. Snoop Dogg's son Julius is in it. Swiss Beats' son is in it. Of course, Dr. Dre's son is in it. And I did not know that he auditioned to play his father in Straight Outta Compton, but lost out to.
Is this a No Limit production? Because I think Charge of the Game, I think it's Silk the Shocker.
I'm not sure. It doesn't say who's the production company.
Okay.
It's just his first major film role. So it's a daggone shame. You don't even have to be a good actor. All you gotta do is be the son of Dr. Dre. You can do whatever you want to be.
And that's why Flo Rida is the number 7 top selling rapper of all time.
That is not why. And to make matters worse, of all this, the USA team been getting drugged through the water, right? Guess what they added to their roster?
Oh man, the point guard for the Spurs. Oh man, I don't know what in the world's going on out here.
They added JaVale McGee.
Oh, I saw that JaVale. Now, JaVale, I saw that explained. At first I was like, this makes no sense. But someone explained why JaVale McGee makes sense based on international rules. So the United States is getting destroyed, for one, because everybody's getting out there at the 3-point line and jumping and trying to jump into fouls, and the international refs don't call that. Like they do in the United States, where like the hard move, where you bait somebody into a foul, they don't call that. And so they needed JaVale McGee for basically, our team is kind of short, so we need a height and someone they can just lob it up to.
My question is, why weren't Zion and Trae Young added to the roster over JaVale McGee,
Ja Morant,
Keldon Johnson?
Well, especially with Trae, because Trae was all on Twitter last Thursday, Friday, right before that decision was made, like, hey, I want to play. But I think the thing is that you have to have already been in for a while in the pipeline. Like, I want to play. You can't just show up one day like, hey, put me on.
Man, they should. Trae Young.
Look, my schedule's opened up.
I'm going to say it like this, man. Team USA, when it comes to basketball, has a rich tradition of being the best of the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to a track, that could be any man. That could be Jamaica. That could be Ghana. It could be so many different ones. Gymnastics, same thing. Ice skating, hockey. Always anybody's game. The one thing that America owns, straight outright, is basketball. And they're messing it up.
Oh, but it's only a matter of time. Cause you watch the NBA draft every year. You see those lottery picks. Every year the top 10 go from 2 international players to 5. A couple years ago, it's like, man, there's like 2 Americans on this list.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Before international players take over the NBA like they did breakdancing.
Exactly. He said breakdancing. You ain't wrong.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like now you ain't even got, like, America's not even favored to win the golden breakdancing.
But you know what? It makes sense, because if you're gonna go around talking about you're the world champions, then at some point this is where we are. You're gonna be the actual world playing.
Yeah, but the world ain't that good. Like I don't like for example, the thing is, we don't have our best.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. It's not the world is so good. It's the fact that we don't have our best.
But you look around the league, a lot of young talent. You got Luka. You got who's in the finals right now. We got
you got Porzingis, but he's not in the finals. But you got Luka, Porzingis. You got
in the finals right now. We got the Greek Freak. Who's the big man for the Suns? That real cool dude.
Are they playing in the Olympics? Does Greece even have a team?
Yeah, Greece got a team.
Can you imagine the Antetokounmpo brothers, all 3 of them playing for Greece?
Like the one who's starting on that team.
Huh?
The one who's starting on that team.
Not Antetokounmpo. But I think I would love to see Giannis and them play for Greece.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they do or not, but I know at one point he did. I don't know if he's still playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he plays for the Greek national team. The same thing as the dude from the Suns is from the Bahamas. Yeah. Tim Duncan's from the Bahamas.
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands, thank you.
But still,
Rick Fox was Bahamas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's it's been international for a long time.
But is U.S. Virgin Islands a territory, so it's not necessarily international. That's like when President Trump was like, when ex-Vice President Trump was like, I talked to the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Like, nigga, you talk to you?
They went down to Puerto Rico.
Talk to the president of Puerto Rico. Dude, you're the president of Puerto Rico.
That was the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life.
like, dude, you don't know your own you don't know your own states, man. Like, I think that was the dumbest thing I ever heard any president ever say. And we lived through 8 years of Bush, and I think like I never saw a president make George Bush look smart, like brilliant. Trump made George Bush look brilliant. Brilliant.
Dude, do you remember when, God bless, they had that hurricane in Puerto Rico?
And they threw toilet paper.
He went out and started throwing down bounty towels.
Yeah, he was throwing out toilet paper to the people.
He said the quicker picker upper. He started throwing bounty towels.
Nah, what about when he had when the NBA the NCAA college championship winners came to the White House and he fed them hot and ready's and 4-for-4s?
Went through all this for that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that was, man, you better give me some crab legs.
Disrespectful.
Man, like, so yeah, he was a fool. He was a nut, man. But back to the thing though. like
no shout outs to Donald Trump.
Nah, none at all. None. And he can't do nothing now. Well, I don't know. He probably could. He probably could just get us, snatched off the air or whatever. Right. But I was just mad about Team USA like taking L's, man. It's not something we do in basketball. We take our L's in like
is it
tennis.
The question is to me is it inevitable or is it just they put together a bad team?
They put together a terrible team.
They put together a bad team. But then what's the draw? Like if you're a multi-gazillionaire and the NBA season is 82 games long, if you played in the last 2 years in the league, you did an 82, went to the bubble, in the bubble, came out of the bubble, did 72 with a shorter window, so now your body's getting beat up. Do you then turn around and do something for the United States when you do something for the United States when that ain't even how you make your money?
Well, it's not even about that. I'm sorry, but the thing is, when it comes down to the Olympics, you should want to. If it's like this, when you say stuff like "I'm the greatest player in the world,"
Oh, okay, I see your point.
When you are the elite level basketball player, when you are like for example, Kevin Durant didn't stop to think about it at all. Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Westbrook, LeBron, Anthony Davis, these great ultimate players. It's time to show. It's time to be that great ultimate player. It's time to represent. Like I know that representing the USA ain't all that, but honestly, you represent African Americans.
Facts.
When y'all play basketball, when y'all go out and you showing how great African Americans are in the basketball ring, and in the basketball court, like Gabby Douglas and Simone Biles, they show how great African Americans are on the gym mat.
Now that's complex. Now that's a complex conversation because I see it both ways. One side of it, if a person wants to do it, I understand it and support it. If a person, I tell you one person who I would have been shot if Kyrie was on that team.
Yeah, I would have been. I would have been shocked if Kyrie was.
And I understand and respect that way of thinking too.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Who would you have? Number one, do you think that that players and people who compete in the Olympics should have their choice of if they win a gold medal, what national anthem they should have played? Like for example, you can choose like America the Beautiful. You can choose the Black national anthem. You can choose, do you think that like they should have the choice to choose the Black national anthem if they win for America?
No.
Why not? Why shouldn't they have the right to have Lift Every Voice and Sing played instead of the Star Spangled Banner?
To me, that's like 8 steps away from. Like I would boycott the Olympics before I went and did something like that. You know what I mean?
I would not. Like, I would play Lift Every Voice and Sing when I get my gold medal.
But you couldn't do that because you don't.
Why not?
Because you don't have the odds cord.
It's the Black national anthem. I'm saying, do you think they should have the right to choose?
No, because you start letting people, because like my personal national anthem is "Back That Ass Up." That's my personal national anthem.
So you think that someone would probably play "Back That Ass Up"?
That's my national anthem. That or I'm gonna be playing some Frankie Beverly and Maze. That's my national anthem.
So you wouldn't play "Lift Every Voice and Sing"?
No, I'm be playing.
If you had the choice,
I'm playing Lenny Williams because I love you. That's my national anthem.
All right. So would you play Lenny Williams? Do you think you should have the choice to play?
I go out there and break Usain Bolt record. Girl, you know, What is this dude doing?
Get this dude off the pedestal. That's why we can't let you in the Olympics. But nah, seriously though, man, I just think like this is my personal opinion. Like I believe, like for example, let's say Simone Richardson. I'm not Simone Richardson. I'm getting them all mixed up. Sha'Carri Richardson was in the Olympics and she won, right? And why should she have to, like, I think, like, yeah, play the song that reflects your values and your country. And our country ain't the same as the Star Spangled Banner country. The Star Spangled Banner's country is you United States. Lift Every Voice and Sings.
That then goes back to, I definitely understand why somebody wouldn't go.
Yeah, I understand. Like it's to the point where I honestly felt like if it wasn't such a sacrifice, I mean, it would probably be the hugest sacrifice an athlete could make is boycotting the Olympics, especially when their sport doesn't have the it's not as much of a sacrifice for an NBA player as it is for a track star.
Right, man.
Or for a judo or, weightlifter, things along those lines. Those types of participants in the Olympics, they're not going to get another chance. But I honestly felt
that's how they make their money.
Ever since the whole Black Lives Matter movement started, I'm like, the number one thing we should do is boycott the Olympics. That'll bring awareness when they start seeing them medals go away.
Man,
imagine an all-white USA basketball team.
This whole thing is set up on one thing and one thing only: the money must flow. You start attacking that money, you watch this whole thing change fast. To the point, like there's an actual boycott that people have tried that they will not let you boycott because it works too well, which is all that taken to the streets is all fantastic and they allow that. The thing that they won't allow is you say, well, if I'm paying the full taxes of a citizen and I don't get the full rights of a citizen, why would I continue to pay the full taxes of a citizen?
Yeah.
So people organize and stop paying taxes. They come down on that so fast.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think for a second you're not gonna pay into this system?
Yeah, you're gonna pay them taxes.
You gonna
my thing was like if you really wanted to boycott the justice system, then everybody, especially people of color all over the country, stop going to court. Stop going to court for your traffic tickets. Stop going for all them fines that we have to pay.
All those people out here collecting money for the state.
Yeah, bam, no, we ain't giving y'all nothing.
But see, that's a great idea. There's a reason that it's not done.
Yeah,
because they will come down on that so fast. Like all that other stuff, y'all can sing your songs all day. Y'all like to sing?
Marching these streets.
Y'all like to sing? Fantastic. We love to hear you sing. Come on, sing some songs. You start saying you ain't gonna pay those taxes and see what happens.
No, they ain't gonna let that slide.
Not gonna happen.
They're not gonna let that slide.
Same thing with the Olympics. You go there and start lifting every voice and singing. They gonna
Yeah, but at the same time, I still think that like you should get to choose, especially as a black participant in the Olympics, a black American. You should definitely have the choice either to choose Lift Every Voice and Sing or the Star Spangled Banner.
I see your point. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's just like it's easy. Just like if you're Hispanic and you have a song that means something to you, you should play that.
Right. I see your point. Also, can you just know in this country how much that'll blow up? You go out there and play Lift Every Voice and Sing, man. Rush Limbaugh come back from the dead.
Well, they're starting to actually play Lift Every Voice and Sing before the national anthem in a lot of NFL stadiums and NBA
man,
stadiums.
the NBA the reason I like the NBA gets it right as much. I mean, they're trying.
Well, we had David Stern, who was a great commissioner. Then you had Adam Silver. So
Adam Silver is getting it right.
Yeah.
LeBron James, CP3, North Carolina's own, is that Players Association. They're getting it right over there. They are getting it right. They act like they want black folks to watch their product.
No, I think that they're acting like, we're black, right?
Human beings.
I think it's more or less just like they're more or less like, we're black. You know what I mean? Like it's not even that they're trying to get people to watch. It's just like, forget all the people that's watching. Like 75% of this league is black, right? You know what I mean? Like
that's a good point.
All
too.
the talent, like you take all the black superstars out of the NBA and name who you got, Luka and Porzingis,
right? And they're on the same team.
Yeah. That's all you really have. You have the Jokic. because he won MVP. So you have like very limited like Caucasian superstar talent in the NBA.
So that's a good point. It's not even outward facing. It's like, no, everybody in this room that's on this call right now.
It's black.
Right.
Yeah, and they're
CP3 is the head of the Players Association.
And then they're lucky to be the black that they are. They're not corporate black. They get to be who they are black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm LeBron James. I'm just happen to be a black guy. Versus the corporate America, you know, the kind of people that sell out and stuff like that, and always end up in being the only black person in the room when they go to work. But like LeBron James, a millionaire, goes to work with so many black millionaires.
Faces versus voices.
Right.
There's some black faces in the room, but not some black voices.
Right. Now they got the faces and the voices.
Right.
Because like you said, you rubbing elbows with other millionaires who happen to be black. And they still keep their soul and their culture. And
are willing to take that money and invest it into progress.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So I love that, man. I ain't going to lie to you, but did you hear about Colin Kaepernick? He is set to release a children's book, I guess, because...
I saw the headline, did not look into it any deeper than that.
Yeah. So basically, he announced the release of his upcoming children's book, I Color Myself Different, inspired by his personal upbringing. Because, as you know, Colin Kaepernick grew up mixed.
Right.
And he had trouble with his own identity, race, self-esteem, and it will resonate deeply with kids, says Ellie Berger, the president and publisher at Scholastic Trade Publishing. I don't know if you remember Scholastic, but we used to read them books all the time growing up, like the book fairs and all that other good stuff.
Yes.
So I don't know. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick for writing books for mixed kids.
I can't muster to say anything negative about that man.
Only thing I can say negative about Colin Kaepernick was the only reason his whole activism started was because he was mad he won't start in that day.
I have no Kaepernick slander.
Like whenever I will say like he did the best out of turning being a little punk into like being an activist.
I will say this it's easy to be an activist or to have opinions when you ain't got nothing on the line.
The problem was
you putting something on the line. That's why a whole lot of people still sitting at home.
What did he put on the line?
I think the answer's in the question.
Yeah, what did he put on the line?
I think the answer's in the question. We wouldn't even be asking that question because we already know the answer to it. Everything.
All right. So do you really believe that Colin Kaepernick really sat down and avoided the national anthem because of police brutality? That's what you really believe?
Is there something I'm missing?
Yeah, 'cause Colin Kaepernick was sitting on the bench, mad because he wasn't playing that day. So then when they asked him about, hey, why were you sitting down in the national anthem? He didn't want to say, I was just being a little punk. So he said, I'm not going to stand up for an anthem for police brutality and all this other stuff. He weaponized our struggle to make him not look like a punk for sitting on that bench because he wasn't playing. That's my personal opinion. Because that's why nobody wants to hire him. It's not because of him not being anti-police brutality. It was him just basically being salty that he wasn't playing that day.
So he was upset he wasn't playing that day.
And sat down being petty because when they played the national anthem, he just sat there.
But he actually is, he's pro-police brutality?
No, but then when they asked him about why was he sitting down, it's not like he's going to say, I was sitting down sulking because I'm not starting. He came up right then.
How did you come to this conclusion?
I read, brother, and I smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah. I'm super woke.
Yes. Yes. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Also, I'm woke, and also this indica's kicking in.
Yeah. It's like this indica and this wakeness is all starting to make this one perfect globule. Right. But that's the thing. We always look at, like, everything at face value, and I just taught myself that that's not the way that the world works. And the thing was, I remember it being like, I don't know, people don't seem to forget like the 2 weeks leading up to that when it was like Colin Kaepernick displeased, dissatisfied in San Francisco. Colin Kaepernick's upset about this in San Francisco.
Okay, I do see your point. I see your point and how you could have come to that conclusion. And I'm not here to argue it because, everybody's got their own perspective. But with that being said, that's just life sometimes. Sometimes you're like, okay, given this situation, I'm now comfortable saying the way I really feel. It's like, oh, y'all gonna treat me like this? After all the work that I put in, y'all gonna do me like this? You know what? I'm not gonna stand up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So now, wait, so y'all cut my hours? Well, let me go ahead and let y'all know what I think about y'all diversity program.
Yeah, like F you and your national anthem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's that time, man. We got to say goodbye. Man, I can't believe it's already 8:56.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So does. And you got to say to the peoples, B.
Man, as always, on a day like today, stay dry and love yourselves.
Yo, and that is the very I can't even think of a word for it because I'm high. That was a very capable Byron Johnson. Yo, this is your boy HL here to say goodbye, be great, and we out.
Be blessed.